Hi, this is a somatic release for the low back and the psoas muscle. You don't really need any props for this other than maybe a yoga mat. You do want to be on some hardwood floor so your feet can slide. So if you're on carpet, you may want to get something to help you with that. If you've got socks on, that makes it a little bit easier as well. So come onto your back. I've got my mat folded in half so that I can get my feet onto the floor, but you could just scoot to the end of the mat. And you're going to be on your back with your knees bent. So I want to find a placement for my feet so that my low back is in neutral. And you probably can't see it very well here, but for most of us, when our pelvis is at neutral, there's a little space between the low back and the floor. So if I have my feet too close, it's gonna put my pelvis flattening on the floor. If I have them too far away, there's gonna be too much arch. So we're looking for kind of that in-between place where I feel like there's some space, but it's a little bit more relaxed. Like this I'm feeling some pull. So play around with that and find your spot where you need to place your feet for that optimal neutrality. And the first thing we're gonna do here is practice a little bit of the cat tilt. So if you've done the cat stretch, it's basically we're just bringing our low back flattened to the floor and then a little bit of an exaggerated arch. So we're gonna build up to more movement, and you can stop at any place during this exercise to see what movement you need. So, all right, so to start off with, straighten your legs out and just feel what happens when your legs are straight on the floor. You can let your arms be relaxed beside you. Notice where your body's touching the floor, especially in the region of the low back, because that's our focus. If I'm describing what's going on for me, I'm feeling a little bit of a pull. My right side is a little bit higher than my left. And it's just, my low ribs, my bottom ribs, they're barely touching the floor. So like I can feel them a little bit, but they're starting to lift up. And it doesn't take much energy to make them lift up. So some of you might even be feeling like, wow, my ribs aren't even touching the floor. So just notice what you're noticing. Have your arms relaxed. And you can keep your arms relaxed beside you like this. I'm gonna bring my arms out so you can see a little bit more about what's happening. Now we're gonna bend the knees and bring your feet again somewhere in that vicinity, kind of a constructive rest. We don't have the knees together, but enough so that you can get your back to neutral. There's still a little bit of space, but it's not a lot of work to keep some space between your low back and the floor. So once you've found that, all we're gonna do is that cat tilt, so the arch and curl. As you inhale, arch your low back a little bit away from the floor. And as you exhale, curl your low back down. So again, you'll inhale and arch, and exhale and curl. So you may feel a little tightening in your abdomen when you do that. And you do not need to be moving this much. If your hips don't move with this much movement, whatever your body is moving is what you need to be doing. It's enough. So we're gonna do 2 more of those. I think that's about 5. So inhale and arch, exhale and curl. And one more time, inhale and arch, and exhale and curl. And then come back to neutral. So we'll start adding on, and again, stay where you need to stay. If something feels like too much, go back to the step before. So the next time you inhale, arch your back away from the floor, and as you exhale, draw your right knee in and flatten your back. And then inhale, bring it back down, curl your spine up, that's that arch, and exhale, curl your back down, pull your knee in. So I'm not using my hand to help. Inhale and arch the spine away from the floor, and exhale, curl it in. And do that 2 more times. And after this last exhale of curling in, you're gonna release your foot and just reset for a second. Now, if my cues for your breath are not following your breath, go with your own breath. I'm just giving the cues of the movement to do with the breath. So if you're still inhaling, when I say exhale, finish your inhale and then move to the next step. right, so we're gonna add on. Inhale, arch your spine away from the floor. Exhale, curl your spine down, draw your knee in. This time as you inhale, lower your foot down and slide your heel out along the floor and straighten your leg. Then as you exhale, you'll curl your spine down and inhale, arch with the leg extended, and try to keep your leg long and heavy and relaxed. So curl on the exhale, the spine flattens a little. As you inhale, arch, we're gonna do that 2 more times. Exhale, curl your spine down, try to keep your leg relaxed. And then inhale, arch. Come back to neutral and just draw your foot back in. So we're gonna do that all together. So the movement will be to inhale, arch. Exhale, curl your spine down and draw your knee in, flex your right hip. Inhale, arch your back and slide your heel out, relax your leg. Exhale, curl your spine down. And then inhale, come back to neutral. We're gonna add on again. So inhale, arch. Exhale, curl your spine down and flex your right hip, knee draws in. Inhale, slide your heel out, straighten your leg. Exhale, curl down. Inhale, arch. And then come back to neutral, draw your knee in. I forgot to add the other piece in. All right, so now we're gonna add the piece in. So you bring your arms beside you if they're not already. Inhale and curl your spine up, arch your spine. Exhale, curl your spine down, draw your right knee in. Inhale, slide your heel out, arch your back and reach your right arm overhead and then relax your arm and your leg. Exhale and curl your spine down. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl your spine down. Try to keep your arm and your leg relaxed. One more time. Inhale, arch. And exhale, curl down. And then inhale, return back to neutral. Bring your arm back down. We're gonna do one more, putting all the pieces together. So with your arms beside you, inhale, arch your spine away from the floor. Exhale, curl your spine down and draw your knee in, your right knee. Inhale, straighten your right leg out as you slide your heel and bring your right arm overhead, arch your back. Exhale, curl your spine down, let your leg and your arm relax. Inhale, arch. We'll do one more curl down. Exhale, curl down. And then with your inhale, slide everything back to neutral. And notice what you're feeling, like just with your knees bent, notice what you're feeling in your hips. And then if you like, straighten your legs out. Now, when you did this before, if you had a big arch in your back, you may want to lift your head a little bit on a cushion or something. But just feel the difference between the right side and the left. So what I'm observing is I'm still feeling when I have my legs straight, there's a little lightness on the left side in my ribs, but this side feels a lot more connected to the floor and a little bit more relaxation in the right side of my body. So the arm overhead, you might have some tightness up here, and I definitely do. So I'm not feeling as relaxed as I probably will on the other side, but it's a little bit lower to the floor. So I'm gonna come up and switch sides. You can do more of those on your tighter side if you feel like you need just a little bit more to it, but we're gonna spin around, or you can just do the other side. I'm gonna spin around and bring my hips close to the edge and lay back down. And then again, try to find your neutral. So I want my spine as neutral as possible. I don't want it to be, my low back to be curling down. I don't want to be working to keep it up. So the feet are going to be in that little Goldilocks position, just right. And then we'll start, and I'll bring this arm out again just so it's not in the way so you can kind of see what's going on. We'll start by inhaling and arching the spine away from the floor, and exhale, curl it down. Inhale to arch. Exhale to curl. Inhale to arch your spine away from the floor. Exhale, curl your spine down. Do one more like that. Inhale, arch, and exhale, curl. You feel a little tightening of the abdomen. And then release and just let yourself settle in neutral for a second. And then we'll add the knee, and we'll add on a little faster this time. We'll still do the same number. If you want to kind of reset in between, you're welcome to stop and kind of pause things and reset. So find your feet, find your neutral spine. As you inhale, arch your back. As you exhale, tighten your abdomen, curl your spine down, and draw your left knee in. So you're flexing your left hip. Inhale, reach it back down, arch your back. Exhale, curl and flex your left hip. 3 more like that. Inhale and arch your spine. Exhale, curl and draw your knee in. Inhale, the foot comes down and you arch your spine. Exhale, curl and draw your knee in. And I am going to pause just to reset, because I'm feeling some stuff in that hip. Things are loosening up. Find neutral again. And then as you inhale, arch your spine. As you exhale, curl your spine down and draw your knee in. This time as you inhale again, start to arch your spine and slide your left leg out along the floor and just let your leg be heavy. And then exhale, curl your spine down with the leg relaxed. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl your spine down. Inhale and arch. Exhale, curl your spine down. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhaling to arch your spine and exhaling to curl your spine down. I always want to try to help with my legs. So if you feel like your leg is tensing up, just remind your leg to relax. And then you'll inhale and just come back to neutral. We're going to add the arm for this round. So if your arm is out to the side, bring it beside you. Inhale and arch your spine. Exhale, curl your spine down, draw your left knee in. Inhale, reach your left arm overhead and slide your left heel out. There's the arch. Exhale, curl your spine down and actually push your left shoulder blade down. Inhale and arch. Exhale, curl your spine down, shoulder blade down. 3 more times. Inhaling to arch and exhaling to curl down. Last one, I think. And then as you inhale, you'll bring your arm down, come back to neutral, and we'll just put it all together one more time. So again, you can do more, especially if you feel like one side's a little tighter than the other. So we'll inhale, arch the spine away from the floor. Exhale, curl, feel your abdominals tighten lightly. Oops, I forgot to bring the knee in. Start over. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, curl, feel your abdominals tighten as you draw your left knee in. As you inhale again, reach your left arm overhead and slide your left heel out, arch your back. Exhale, curl your spine down. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhale and arch your spine. Exhale, curl your spine down. 1 more. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl. And then return to neutral and check in. So you can check in with your knees bent for a moment. You want to go ahead and straighten your legs and check in. And so let your legs relax, let your arms relax. And I definitely feel heavier in the ribs on both sides now. So loosening up the left side helped with my right side too. This is my tighter side. So what I would probably do, and you can roll to one side and come up, what I would probably suggest doing is maybe if you feel a significant difference on one side, do that side again, do a couple of rounds and check in again and see if anything is released. And hopefully your low back is feeling a little more open, a little more relaxed. And now is a good time to do some breathing exercises, or if you want to go for a walk, if you're doing this before you do some other form of exercise, this is a great time to do it now that things are a little loosened up for you. Thanks, and I'll see you later.